Welcome my dear Kisan Bondhu. Myself Arijit Burman. I welcome to your favorite program Krishi Darshan. Today we are going to discuss on various aspects of organic farming which is gaining popularity in India. Nowadays agricultural products are highly infested with chemicals that are leading to diseases. Therefore people are turning toward a organically grown fruit product. So to discuss on organic farming we have among us a team of 5 eminent scientists. This is Dr. Ashish Khandelwal, Director, Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. He is working on organic farming more than 15 years and he has a wider knowledge on agrochemical formulation. Welcome to the studio, sir. We have with us Dr. Arvind Soni, Principal Scientist, Division of Plant Pathology, Indian Institute of Horticulture Research, Bangalore. He is working on integrated disease management. Welcome to the studio, sir. We have with us Dr. Avtar Singh, Head, Division of Soil Science and Agriculture Chemistry, Indian Institute of Soil Science, Bhopal. Welcome, sir. We have with us Dr. Arun Kumar, Principal Scientist, Division of Vegetable Science, Indian Institute of Vegetable Research, Varanasi. Welcome to the studio, sir. We have with us Dr. Arvind Soni, Principal Scientist, Division of Livestock Products Technology, Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Ijatnagar, Bareilly. He has 12 years experience in livestock organic farming. Welcome to the studio, sir. On behalf of all viewers, I welcome you all in this program. To begin with, Dr. Ashish, could you explain how nutrient value can be enriched in different components of organic farming?
Thank you, Mr. Arjit. Nowadays, organic farming is getting popular among the farmer. Organic farming consists different components such as compost, vermicompost, etc. Compost and vermicompost are mainly using to restore fertility level of soil. These are also using as alternative source of fertilizer. But due to less proportion of nutrient content, it becomes necessary to enrich them. For this purpose, biofertilizer such as phosphate solubilizing bacteria, namely Bacillus pseudomonas, and bioenhancer such as Panchagavya can be added in suitable proportion so that microbial growth and nutrient availability through mineralization process can be increased. During mixing of them, it should be kept in mind that microbial population should be equal or greater than 10 to the power 9 colony forming per unit per gram of compost or vermicompost, and 3% solution of Panchagavya can be recommended as per standardized method. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashish, for your valuable information on enrichment in different components of organic farming. Now to Dr. Arun, could you speak on popularity of organic farming in vegetable crops?
Yeah, Mr. Burman. Nowadays, consumers are more conscious about their health, so they prefer to purchase organic vegetables even though the cost is high. This is because they do not contain any insecticide residues, which means they are non-toxic, and also the quality of organic vegetables is good compared to conventionally grown vegetables. By practicing organic farming, farmers will get high returns per unit area with reduced input cost and without degradation of their soil health.
Thank you, Dr. Arun. Our farmer will be benefited by your valuable suggestion. Now to Dr. Arut Selvan, could you highlight on some of the ways for minimizing plant disease in integrated disease management by non-chemical methods?
Yes, Mr. Arjit. I am glad to share some of the important points for the management of organic farming, in which there are 3 easy ways to minimize the plant diseases in organic farming. Firstly, the selection of resistant varieties. It is an important factor for organic farming. Secondly, the cultural practices like soil solarization and summer plowing, which helps to reduce the disease inoculum in the soil. Finally, when we turn towards the non-chemical methods, there are certain biological agents like Trichoderma viride and Bacillus subtilis, which helps to reduce the soil-borne pathogens like Pythium, Rhizoctonia and Fusarium under the field conditions. These are the preventive methods for the management of plant diseases in organic farming.
Thank you, Dr. Arut Selvan, for your valuable information on minimizing plant disease in organic farming. Now to Dr. Arvind, what are the basic requirements for starting organic poultry farming?
Thank you, Mr. Arijit, for asking me such a valuable question. For starting organic poultry farming, there are 3 basic things. First one, our chicks should be organic. Farmer can purchase it from the certified organic chick seller company. Second priority is the organic feed. Farmer can grow the feed organically in their own field. The last one is the avoid the use of antibiotic and hormone. However, some essential vaccines and Ayurvedic medicine can be used for the treatment of diseases.
Thank you, Dr. Arvind. You have given valuable information which helps our poultry farmer. Now to Dr. Avtar. Could you briefly explain how organic farming improves soil and water quality?
Yes, Mr. Arjit. Like food quality, soil quality and water quality is also improved by the practices of organic farming. First one, it builds the organic matter in soil, which considered as a most reliable index of the soil quality. And second one, it improves the microbial activity of soil, which is a biological indicator of soil quality. And next one, it enhances the water holding capacity and nutrient cycling of the soil. And in respect to water quality, it reduces the leaching of nitrate into waterways, so it improves the quality of groundwater and runoff. And if you see the benefit cost ratio, as for example in wheat cultivation, the benefit cost ratio was to be higher in organic farming, that is 1.08, than conventional farming, that is 1.01. And about 5,85,000 tons of organic products, which have a worth of 300 million rupees, are being exported from India. So we can definitely say that our farmer adopt the organic farming for improving their livelihoods. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Avtar. I am sure that our farmer will be benefited by your valuable suggestion. I also take this opportunity to thank Dr. Ashish, Dr. Arut Selvan, Dr. Avtar, Dr. Arun and Dr. Arvind for coming this program. For any queries on this subject, you may write to Krishi Darshan, Post Box 320, Rajendra Nagar, Hyderabad 500030, Telangana. You may write our email krishidarshan@gmail.com. You may also call at our toll-free number 1800-180-1551. I repeat 1800-180-1551. So we meet again in the next week in the same program at the same time with different topic. Till then, goodbye, namaste.